Hello, this is Craig, and I'd like to show you a little toy I built. Originally, I was building a Starmap class for use in whatever I cared to use it in. In the process, I built a cute little toy. It's not really a game, but it is surprisingly fun to just play with, and I'll show that to you now. There are no ships in this particular toy. Instead, you focus on the economy and you let your people handle the ships. I can choose anywhere I want to start my civilization, and if I wanted a really easy game, I'd probably choose something up here. This dense cluster of contiguous stars is great because it's cheap to colonize nearby stars and expensive to colonize faraway ones. I think I'll start here. There are enough stars that I'm unlikely to get stuck, but there aren't so many that I'll just expand forever. Once I click, the star I click on automatically gets a high wealth, sustainability, and population. It also starts in a golden age. This is the only golden age that doesn't end in a recession. So it's basically free cash to get you started. I can scan nearby worlds. Oh, the little golden sparks that come off the top are $1 each time I see one of those sparks. This has a sustainability of 0. You can't really see it because it's behind the main star, but it's colored red, and that sustainability of 0 means that it's just too radioactive to settle there. Now, how long it takes to scan a star, you have to commission radio telescopes and point them at the star, so the further away it is, the more time it takes. See, that didn't take much time at all, but if I were to scan this, it ticks up noticeably slower. This is a very high sustainability world, star system. There's probably a world with life on it. I'll go ahead and inhabit it. I'll scan some more worlds. And this is pretty much how the toy is played. This world has high wealth and low sustainability. That's not necessarily bad. The population won't increase, but because the sustainability is low, the population also won't worry about causing damage to the environments of the planets. And basically, I can core mine this particular location, which will happen automatically once the population sees that the sustainability is so low. You see how fast the percentage is increasing? Every time it hits 100%, I get another dollar, a golden spark off the top. And it's actually producing at least as much money as my main world is because of the eagerness of the population here to go ahead and destroy the planets and core mine everything. Anything with a 10 or higher is too inhabitable. You can't do it. This has a sustainability of 0, but it still lets me inhabit it. Must have a sustainability of less than 1, but higher than 0. So I have a high capital because I've been moving kind of slowly and I've had some pretty good luck. But what I'm looking for is a world with a high sustainability that isn't right next to my homeworld. I don't need a hub world next to my homeworld, although I think I've got one. This one's going to turn into a hub world before too long. A hub world is any world with at least 1 million people. Right now, my main world is the only hub world I have, so every place I go connects back to my main planet, which is kind of useless. Or not useless, but it's kind of limiting. I would really like to have some hub worlds, since the distance from the nearest hub world decides the time it takes to get there, the time it takes to scan it, the price of getting there. And if this was an actual game, it would probably also figure into things like cultural assimilation and whatever else I care to add in. Since this isn't a real game, it doesn't have any of those things, but it's still worthwhile to have hub worlds. And is this a good hub world? Well, technically speaking, I can reach 1 million with a sustainability of 33. But I think I'll wait and see whether these worlds... 61, that's much better. And that one's useless. Since the price is the same regardless, you can go ahead and scan worlds that are quite far away if you have free capital. But you should remember that the difficulty of scanning them is the distance from the nearest hub world squared. So I'm scanning these far, far away ones, but if I were to build a hub world up here, it would actually be faster. I could probably have a hub world up here and then scan them faster than I could scan them on my own, in myself if they were much further away. So this place is almost inhabited, and once it is, I'm going to go ahead and pump another 10,000 people into it by clicking again, just to get it jump started. And I've got actually enough cash that I'll go ahead and do that twice. I could even do it 3 times. Now you can see I'm actually about to enter a really rough period. I've got 4 worlds that are in recession right now. And that means that that 52 capital is probably all I'm going to get. I don't think I'm going to get very much more capital anytime soon, so I should be careful. However, I will show you this hub world once it comes into being. All I need to do is wait for it to hit 1 million. Right now it's at 200,000. Oh, good. One of my worlds entered a golden age. That'll help out a little bit. And I'm scanning all of these things that are far away here. This is a wealthy world. If I inhabited that, I'd probably get some cash. Alright, so this is now a hub world, which means that if I scan these, I scan from that hub world rather than from my home world. Now, if I was doing segmented economies, which is part of the sort of outline plan thing, then these worlds would depend on the hub world rather than the home world for their economies, which means that recessions wouldn't hit them as hard, unless, of course, it was their hub world that was in recession, which in this case it is. How unfortunate. But this is how the game works. Well, this is more of a toy than a game, and I just thought I would show it off, and it's actually surprisingly fun. Well, not fun, but relaxing to just play around with. I scanned those worlds, I'd forgotten. That was expensive. Alright, well, I mean, before I have played enough to map, to have giant networks of glowing blue trade lines, but I think that I won't make you suffer through that, and I will go ahead and call it here.